If you're currently celibate or you're considering becoming celibate, you will understand the true power that it gives you, especially on your healing journey. If you're celibate, I'm assuming that you are single, unless you're fortunate enough to have a partner who is in complete alignment with where you are. However, the act of celibacy during your healing journey is so empowering. It provides you with so much clarity, and all of that energy that you are containing truly helps to elevate you in ways that you sometimes can't comprehend. I kind of feel like celibacy can give you superpowers. Whether you're celibate by choice or it's something that has just happened, it provides you with a sense of strength that you can't get when you're sharing your body with somebody else. Being celibate gives you so much mental clarity that it will have you questioning so many decisions, actions, and choices that you have made in your life. Being celibate opens your eyes to things that you were once blind to. It allows you to see people beyond the veil, beyond the mask that they wear. And even if you cross paths with certain people, you will instantly know that they are not in alignment with you. You're crossing paths on completely different frequencies. I've personally chosen to be celibate a few times in my life. In the past, when I had made the choice to be celibate, I was making that choice from an unhealed place, from a wounded place of not wanting to interact with men because I'd been hurt or I'd just had enough of the drama that certain relationships would bring me. And in the past, when I've chosen to be celibate, I didn't love myself. I hadn't worked on self-love. I didn't embody the power of self-love. So as much as I was celibate, it was only giving me certain benefits because I wasn't really embracing the true power that celibacy can give you. I wasn't taking advantage of the benefits that being celibate truly gives you. However, I have discovered the difference of being celibate in an unhealed place and being celibate when you are combining it with your healing and loving yourself first. And whether your celibacy is a choice or it's simply because you haven't found anybody worthy of giving yourself up for. That doesn't sound quite right, but just roll with it. You start to feel this energy that's just so pure. It feels so clean and when you are focusing on your goals and you have visions and ideas and dreams that you want to achieve and attain, you can do that without any distractions. You can do that without any disturbances or anything that's going to stop you or create any obstacles in your way. I've always felt that when I'm working on something that I want to achieve, especially in those times when I've chosen to be celibate, my path is so clear. My plan is so clear. My vision of where I want to get from A to B to C, it's so clear. The moment I open myself up to allowing another energy to come into my life in a intimate, physical way, it completely throws me off track. I become completely distracted. My dreams, my goals, my visions are there, but the road has now become so full of obstacles that didn't exist before. And the difference with me being celibate in the past, I was coming from an unhealed place. I hadn't healed those wounds of abandonment. I hadn't healed those wounds of searching for love in places that couldn't give me what I needed. I hadn't understood in the past that what I was searching for could only be found within me. What I was searching for wasn't in the places that I was looking. And maybe that's why I was so easily distracted in the past, because I hadn't really healed those parts of myself that wanted love, that wanted to have affection, that wanted to feel safe and secure and wanted and seen. And I'm not saying that now I don't want love, now I don't want affection. Of course, I would want that, but that's not something that I'm focused on. That isn't something that is my priority. And as I've healed the parts of myself that used to want that from somebody else, because I felt that I could only get that from somebody else. Until I learned and realized that those things had to be fulfilled within me first. Nobody on this earth would be able to fill that void within me. So now that I'm celibate, and now that I've learned how to integrate my self-love and pour all of those desires that I used to put onto other people with the expectation of them giving it to me. Now that I have learned to pour all of those feelings and emotions and desires into myself, now I have started to work on healing those wounds that kept me stuck in the past. Celibacy has taken on a whole new meaning. I look back at relationships that I've had in the past, and I'm kind of bewildered that I couldn't see how worthless they were to my life. And I feel that when you are unhealed, when you haven't taken the time to pour love into yourself and understand your wounds and your past traumas, you're going to attract the wrong type of people into your life. You're going to spend your energy on people that will never ever be able to fulfill you and your needs. Because the people that you are attracting in your life are essentially mirroring where you are at. They are probably just as wounded as you. And I don't want to get too off track. This is about celibacy and the power that it gives you. So yeah, I probably came off track. My brain does that sometimes. Yeah, I just feel celibacy gives you so much empowerment. And as a woman, I know that biologically it is not possible to be intimate with another man and not get emotional. There can be women that are able to do that and detach from their emotions. I have been one of those women in the past. However, biologically, that is not how we are created. And I truly believe if you are a woman who is able to detach when you're intimate with another person, that's because you have unhealed trauma that you haven't worked on. So I feel that celibacy is able to help you grow. Obviously, it's safer because nowadays you just don't know what people are doing or who they're going with. That in itself is scary, but if you're single and you've chosen to be celibate, you're going to learn and discover so many things about yourself that you would not be able to learn if you were engaging in physical interactions, intimate interactions, distractions that are not helping you to reach your highest purpose. And I'm only really speaking to people who are single, because if you are in a relationship, then obviously celibacy should not be a thing. You should both be in alignment where you are having a healthy relationship that involves intimacy. I don't believe in no sex before marriage, but if that's what makes you happy, that's your choice, and that's a whole different conversation. And also, if you are happily single and you are happy to spread yourself around, then do whatever makes you happy. No judgment. I just feel that when you are committed to your healing journey, the act of celibacy is hugely underestimated. And it's already difficult enough to find people that you align with when you're going through your healing journey, because you're constantly changing, you're constantly elevating. So it's really difficult to stay stuck in one place or one environment, because, well, I personally tend to outgrow places and spaces very quickly. And I just feel currently, if you are in a place where you're focused on moving forward and elevating and you're looking towards the future, you really have to do that alone to some degree. Or unless you are, like I said, fortunate enough to have a partner that is in complete alignment with you and they are sharing this journey with you, then you have to do it alone. You have to do it alone. And you don't have to do it alone forever, but you need to do it alone until you build yourself up to a point where you know who you are. You know what you want. You know exactly what you're going to tolerate. I've encountered a couple of people recently who I've definitely not been in alignment with. And I don't know if maybe in the past, when I was coming from an unhealed place, I may have been more open to that type of interaction. But currently, it repulsed me, and it made me realize how far I have come along my journey where that type of interaction I guess made me feel sick. I would have no desire to engage with that type of person and that type of mindset. And it's really funny how people will try and gaslight you and try to manipulate you into thinking and feeling like the choice you have made to be celibate is a bad idea. It's really interesting anyway, but I just feel that when you embody self-love and you focus on yourself and your healing and your growth as a priority, you're just naturally going to feel repulsed by certain energies. You're naturally going to feel, or you're naturally going to reject certain things, people, environments that you would once be open to accepting. And as you go along your journey, I feel it becomes more difficult to find people that you can align with. It becomes more difficult to find people that understand where you're coming from. But they are out there. And it's just a part of the journey that you have to navigate on your own until you meet the people who understand where you're coming from, until you meet the people who are in alignment with your goals, your new visions, your life, your direction. And I just feel celibacy is a huge part of this journey because healing and self-growth and self-love takes so much focus. And when you have come from a traumatic past and you continue to engage with people that are still stuck in the space where you used to be, they are going to hinder your progress. They are going to hold you back. They are going to make you second guess yourself. They are going to make you feel as though you are not worthy to continue along the path that you are choosing. They are going to put doubts into your mind and all of those old patterns and habits and behaviors and beliefs that you're working so hard to overcome you'll just get pulled straight back. Your nervous system is going to keep going off. Your mind is going to continue telling you that you're not good enough to move in the direction that you are heading towards. And this is why it's so important to be mindful and intentional about what you are doing in your life every single day. Who you are interacting with in your life every single day. Who you are sharing yourself, your body, your mind, your energy. Who are you sharing yourself with? Even a small interaction with the wrong type of energy can literally throw you off of your path. And if you haven't reached a state or a stage where you have built enough strength within you and you have the proof to really believe that you're at a stage now where you're not easily pushed off of the path that you are on, you can easily fall back into old patterns. So celibacy should be used as a tool within your healing journey. It should be used as a tool to continue empowering yourself, a tool to continue building that clarity within you, strengthening your intuition, really getting to know yourself at the deepest level. We can only achieve these things without distractions. And of all the times in the past that I've practiced celibacy, it's only now that I've really come to truly understand its value, its power, and the benefits. I don't know how long it could last. It could be months. It could be years. Who knows? That's not for me to decide. Well, it is for me to decide, but my journey will dictate those actions and decisions that I choose to make in the future. But currently, I feel that anyone on their healing journey should consider celibacy as an integral part of that journey. Thank you for being here as always. I will see you next week Sunday. Take care. Until then, bye.